What if the pain you're carrying today isn't yours alone? What if it's the silent cry of a child inside you, still waiting to be heard? Let's talk about your inner child, the part of you society told to shut up, sit still, and stop feeling. Ready to set them free? Ever feel like you're reacting to life like a scared kid, even though you're a grown adult? That's your inner child talking, the part of you that's been locked away, ignored, or told it's too much. Today, we'll learn what the inner child really is, why it's screaming for your attention, and how to heal it so you can finally live as your true self. We'll uncover the wounds society and caregivers left behind, expose the lies we've been fed about growing up, and give you practical steps to reconnect with that child inside. By the end, you'll see why this work isn't just therapy jargon. It's your ticket to freedom. Ready for a truth bomb? Let's go. Let's cut through the fluff. Your inner child isn't some woo-woo concept. It's you, the you from way back when, before the world told you who to be. As I see it, based on years of digging into this, your inner child is split into two parts. The child of the past, the real kid you were, the one who lived through your early years, absorbed everything, and perhaps was deeply wounded, and the inner child of the present, that wild, untamed spark of who you were meant to be before society got its hands on you. Let's be brutally honest. Childhood is not always the happy, carefree period we're sold. For many, it's a battlefield. Growth itself costs suffering. And who inflicts these early wounds? Often, it's the very people meant to protect us. Think about it. How many parents terrified of a child who is too much, too emotional, too rebellious, too unwilling to conform, subtly or not so subtly, begin to crush that spirit? They might shame you for your feelings, criticize your every misstep, withdraw love if you don't meet their expectations, or even blame you for their stress. It's your fault I'm always worried. Does that ring any bells? Think about it. When you were a kid, you felt everything deeply. A scraped knee was a tragedy. A kind word was magic. But somewhere along the way, parents, teachers, and society said, "Stop crying. Be practical. Fit in." They didn't mean to hurt you. Most didn't, but they did. They shut down your emotions because they were scared you'd be too wild, too rebellious, too you. And that's where the wounds began. They fear you won't be grounded, that you'll make bad choices. So, they try to stamp out your emotions. Why? Because emotions are pure, raw energy. They are our inner fuel. And a child full of unbridled emotion is a powerful, unpredictable force. I remember a young man I worked with. His father, a strong, silent type, constantly dismissed his son's sensitivity. Boys don't cry. Toughen up. As an adult, this man was successful, yes, but emotionally frozen. He couldn't connect with his wife, his children, himself. He was running on empty because his emotional fuel line had been severed in childhood. This isn't an isolated case. This is an epidemic of repressed vitality. Here's the harsh truth. Society is obsessed with control, not connection. Parents often wounded themselves, passed that pain down. They might have shamed you for messing up, blamed you for their stress, or ignored your feelings because kids don't know any better. Dr. Dawn Elise Snipes, a therapist I respect, talks about behaviors that wound the inner child: emotional abandonment, shaming, guilting, or even enmeshment when your caregivers decided who you were supposed to be. Picture this. A kid spills juice and instead of a hug, they get, "Why can't you do anything right?" That kid learns they're not enough. Or maybe a parent walked out physically or emotionally and the child's left thinking, "If I'm perfect, maybe they'll stay." These wounds stick. It's like a splinter. If you don't pull it out, it festers. Your inner child's wounds are still there, driving your reactions today. When you find yourself consumed by inexplicable anger over something trivial, when you burst into tears and feel utterly powerless, when you have that gnawing fear of abandonment in your relationships, who do you think is really at the helm? It's often that child, replaying old traumas, still fighting battles from decades ago. You might see it in a desperate need for control or an inability to trust anyone. Perhaps you're a chronic people pleaser, terrified of rejection, wearing a mask of inauthenticity. Or maybe you're a perfectionist, still trying to earn the love and acceptance you never felt you received unconditionally. Low self-esteem? Constant anxiety? Difficulty even naming what you feel? These are the fingerprints of that wounded inner child. Let's get cynical for a second. Society doesn't want your inner child to thrive. Why? Because a free, emotional, authentic you is a threat to the status quo. Schools, jobs, even some therapists want you to fit in, not stand out. They tell you emotions are weak, instincts are childish, and practicality is king. But here's the kicker. That's a lie. Your emotions, they're your fuel. Your instincts, they're your compass. I've seen it in my own life. When I ignored my gut, I ended up in jobs and relationships that drained me. The moment I started listening to that inner child, I found clarity. Take my old colleague Marco. He was a star employee, always on, but at night he'd drink to numb the emptiness. Why? Because he was living for everyone else's approval, not his own truth. His inner child was screaming, but society told him to shut it up. Society conditions us to see this as just the way things are. We're told to manage our anger, think positive, get over it. This is like putting a tiny plaster on a deep infected wound. It's superficial. It doesn't address the asterisk source. It doesn't honor the very real pain that child endured. We're so used to living in a state of conditioned abnormality that we don't even question it anymore. So, how do you heal? It's not about fixing yourself, you're not broken. It's about giving your inner child the love and safety they never got. Many people fear this. They think they'll dredge up overwhelming pain, or that it's self-indulgent, or they'll somehow lose control. Let me tell you, the real madness is living a life disconnected from your core, a life dictated by unconscious wounds. Gently start by turning inward. You talk to this child, not with demands or trying to drag up painful memories. Simple questions. How old are you right now? What do you need? What are you feeling? And then you listen. You listen with your whole being, without judgment. I do this sometimes, picturing little me at 6, obsessed with drawing dragons. I ask, what do you need? And listen. One woman I know counted backward from 100 to quiet her adult mind and let her inner child speak. She realized her child self just wanted to feel seen. Also, your inner child needs to know it's okay to feel. Next time you're anxious or angry, don't push it down. Say, I see you, little me. It's okay to feel this. Dr. Snipes calls this visceral validation. It's like hugging that scared kid inside you. Try it. Pause, breathe, and name the feeling without judgment. Your inner child might be angry or sad about what they didn't get. A carefree childhood, unconditional love. Let them grieve. Journal about it, talk to a therapist, or even cry it out. Forgiveness isn't about excusing bad behavior. It's about saying, I'm not letting this pain own me anymore. Let your inner child out to play. Eat ice cream for breakfast once in a while. Sing goofy songs like in the hallway. It's not about being childish. It's about being free. Healing your inner child is like tending a garden. You pull out the weeds, old wounds, water the soil, validate emotions, and let the flowers, your true self, bloom. And here's where it gets truly transformative. When you truly acknowledge and embrace that historical wounded child, when you begin to integrate its experiences and its energy, the child who knows can emerge. This is the part of you that remembers where you came from before all the conditioning. Children have a magic period, don't they? They know there's more to this world than what we see. They know magic is real until we tell them it isn't. This healed child has access to a different kind of intelligence. It's not the chattering, analytical mind. It's instinct. It's a deep connection to nature, to the universe, to your own primal wisdom. This is the part of you that can switch off the endless mental noise. This is the part that can truly save you, not by escaping reality, but by rerouting you in the deepest truth of your being. Your inner child isn't a burden, it's your strength. It's the part of you that knows how to love, play, and feel deeply in a world that's forgotten how. By validating their pain, listening to their voice, and letting them be free, you're not just healing, you're reclaiming who you were always meant to be. The world might tell you to grow up, but I'm telling you to grow in. Connect with that child inside, because they're the key to your freedom. What's one way your inner child tries to get your attention? Is it through sudden emotions, recurring dreams, or a pull towards certain activities? Share your experiences in the comments below. Also, please give this video a like. It helps more than you know and tells me you want more of this kind of exploration. And if you're ready to continue diving deep, to challenge superficial narratives and uncover the potent truths within, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. You won't want to miss what's coming. For now, take a moment. Ask your inner child, what do you need? You might be surprised by the answer. See you next time.